It was massive. It was loud, and it was nearly impossible to kill. This is the story of the P-47 Thunderbolt, known to its pilots as the Jug, a fighter so tough, so powerful, it became one of the most iconic aircraft of World War II. In early 1944, Lieutenant Jack Reynolds was flying escort over Germany. His squadron was protecting a wave of B-17 bombers when enemy flak lit up the sky. Explosions rocked his P-47. Shrapnel tore into his wings, knocked out his hydraulics, and peppered the fuselage like a metal hailstorm. But somehow, Jack stayed in the air. Oil was leaking. One aileron jammed. The cockpit shook like it was falling apart. And yet, the Thunderbolt flew on. He crossed the channel, landed on a damaged gear leg, and climbed out of a plane full of holes. That P-47 had taken over 180 hits and brought him home. So what made this aircraft a flying tank? Let's start with the shape. The P-47 had a wide barrel-shaped fuselage, built to house one of the most powerful engines of the war. Its wings spanned over 40 feet, giving it stability and space for fuel, guns, and bombs. Early models had a razorback spine that limited visibility, but later versions introduced a bubble canopy, giving pilots a full 360-degree view of the battlefield. It wasn't sleek, it wasn't elegant, but it was purpose-built for war. At the heart of the Jug was the Pratt & Whitney R2800 double Wasp engine, a monstrous 18-cylinder, air-cooled radial powerhouse. 2,000 horsepower, top speed, 433 miles per hour, service ceiling, 43,000 feet, range with drop tanks, up to 1,800 miles, and thanks to a massive turbo supercharger mounted behind the cockpit, the P-47 could keep its power at high altitude, making it a deadly bomber escort across Europe. When it came to firepower, the P-47 didn't hold back. 8.50 caliber Browning machine guns, 4 in each wing, up to 2,500 pounds of bombs, or 10 5-inch rockets for ground attack missions. It could strafe, dive bomb, destroy tanks, convoys, rail yards, you name it. The Germans called it the Juggernaut, and for good reason. By war's end, the P-47 had flown over 746,000 sorties and destroyed more than 7,000 enemy aircraft, not to mention thousands of vehicles, trains, and artillery sites. It wasn't nimble like a Spitfire. It wasn't graceful like a Mustang. But it was survivable, it was lethal, and it earned the trust of every pilot who climbed into its armored cockpit. The P-47 Thunderbolt wasn't just a fighter. It was a shield. It was a hammer. And above all, it was a lifeline. Just ask Lieutenant